You know, it's funny how sometimes the most profound meanings are hidden in the most ordinary, everyday objects. Think about it. A coffee mug, a beat-up book, or even a simple shoe? Well, today, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to unpack the philosophy hidden in plain sight inside the humble monk's shoe. Okay, so let's get right to it. Why do these shoes have exactly 6 holes? Now, your first guess, and mine too, would probably be ventilation, right? Makes sense, keeps your feet cool. But nope, that's not it. The real reason is so much deeper and serves as a constant walking reminder of a core spiritual practice. So it's not about keeping your feet cool. It's about a philosophy for your feet. A really profound lesson that, believe it or not, all starts with the simple act of just looking down. So when a Zen master was actually asked about these 6 holes, he gave this incredibly simple yet powerful answer. Bow your head and see through. It's a 2-part instruction, really. Bow your head, that's all about humility, right? But that second part, see through. Well, that's the key that unlocks this whole thing. So what on earth does it mean to see through? In this way of thinking, it's not about just what your eyes see. It's a kind of deep, clear perception. It's the ability to look right past all the noise and distractions of the world to get what's fundamentally real. It's about seeing the true nature of our own minds and why we get so attached to things. And this is where that number 6 just clicks into place. Each one of those holes is a reminder of something a monk has to learn to see through. They're reminded to see past the information coming from their 6 senses, what they see, hear, smell, all of it, so they don't get hooked. But it goes even deeper. They also have to see through the cycle of reincarnation and, crucially, conquer the 6 big mental poisons, things like greed, anger, and ignorance. So those 6 little holes, they're basically a walking, talking curriculum for enlightenment. Okay, that's the philosophy. But how does this actually play out in real life? I mean, does anyone actually live like this? Well, there's no better example than the story of a true legend in modern Buddhism, Master Heng Yi. This guy was famous for living with this incredible sense of purpose and mindfulness. I mean, every single detail of his life was an expression of his spiritual practice. And that, you bet, included his shoes. So how did he embody this philosophy? It started with his shoes. At any given time, he owned exactly 3 pairs. Just 3. Now, in a world of fast fashion and closets just overflowing with shoes, that number alone is a huge statement, but it's the reason for each pair that really shows you his mindset. Yeah, it's the purpose behind each pair that's so mind-blowing. 1 pair was set aside exclusively for entering the hall to worship Buddha, an act of total reverence. A 2nd pair was just for his daily walking around, chores, that kind of thing. And the 3rd pair? That was specifically for using the toilet, as a way to keep the impure separate from the sacred. What this shows us is a mind that is just so incredibly organized and intentional, where every single action, no matter how small, is handled with serious mindfulness. And that idea of mindfulness, of intention, leads us beautifully into our final story. It's a famous parable that takes this simple wisdom of a shoe and just flips it on its head to teach us a massive lesson in compassion. All right, picture this. A Zen master is on a train. It's clacking along the tracks. He's just gotten a brand new pair of shoes. As the train starts pulling away, one of them accidentally slips off his foot, tumbles out the window, and is gone. Just like that, lost forever by the side of the tracks. Okay, I want you to pause and really think about this for a second. What would you do? The shoe is gone. You're now left with one single, totally useless shoe. Be honest. Most of us would be frustrated, right? Annoyed at the loss, and we'd probably just hang on to the single shoe until we could find a trash can. But that is not what the master did. Not even close. Without a moment's hesitation, he calmly takes off his 2nd shoe and throws it out the window, trying to get it to land right next to the first one. Can you just imagine the looks on the other passengers' faces? They must have thought he'd lost his mind. And when his baffled companions finally asked him why on earth he would do that, he just replied so simply, "This way, a poor person who finds it will get a complete pair." Wow. Just let that one sink in for a moment. He completely reframed the situation. This just lays bare 2 totally different ways of thinking, doesn't it? Our common reaction, our default mode, is all about personal loss. I've lost a shoe. This other one is useless to me now. But the master's view was completely outward-looking. It was all about another person's potential gain. My loss can become someone else's good fortune. By letting go of his own attachment, he turned a moment of bad luck into this beautiful act of pure compassion. So when you put it all together, the design, the discipline of Master Hong Yi, this incredible story, it's so clear that the monk's shoe is way more than just a shoe. It truly represents a completely different way of seeing the entire world. It's not just something you wear on your feet. It's literally a portable tool for philosophical practice. The 6 holes are a constant reminder to look deeper, and the simple act of putting on your shoes can be a lesson in mindfulness. It's philosophy in motion. So ultimately, if we boil it all down, this humble shoe teaches a pretty simple 3-fold path. Step 1, look down to practice humility. Step 2, see through to cultivate wisdom and free yourself from attachment. And finally, step 3, as the master on the train showed us, think of others to embody true compassion. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on, doesn't it? What's the single shoe in our own lives? What loss or grudge or useless attachment are we holding on to so tightly that if we just had the wisdom to let it go, could become a complete pair for someone else?